There is nothing more glorious than watching grown gamers cry, and there's one weapon in Chivalry 2 that has been causing adult children to cry tears on Reddit since the beta, and that is the Messer. In fact, if you toss champion swimmer Michael Phelps into the pool of Messer tears, he would in fact drown. I'm Strider the Champ, and today I want to talk about weapon balance in Chivalry 2 and touch a bit specifically on the Messer. And I actually thank the in-game chat for my inspiration for this video. The other day I was in an extremely sweaty server browser lobby. I was actually one of the lower ranked players in the lobby, and it felt like everyone I was fighting was very good. When the game finished, I was actually kind of shocked that I had the highest score on the server at maybe like 33 and 20, and the whole game it felt like I was having a real rough time. And even though I placed highly, it seemed others had the same feelings of frustration because there was a player resorting to calling the server a bunch of Messer virgins. And now, as a father of two who is using the Danax, luckily I avoided this insult. However, the comments stuck with me. Now, I am in agreement that the Messer is a strong weapon, easily one of the strongest in the game, but I do move away from the consensus in that I prefer the longsword when I want to play sweaty. That being said, there seems to be a growing community of players who will cry Messer Virgin and blame other players' weapon selection on their deaths and scores. Now, this is just a complete shite mindset and philosophy, and I myself cannot think of one death I've had since the game released that can be blamed on my enemy's weapon choice. When I die, it can be tracked down to bad positioning, bad decision making, poor mechanics, or simply being outplayed. Now, if a player is scoring poorly in 40 or 64 player servers where the majority of players are generally pretty weak, then it has absolutely nothing to do with Messer virgins, but it's a classic get good scenario. Now, the Reddit crybabies would have Torn Banner nerf the Messer into oblivion, never to be used by Sweat or Noob again, and this approach many gaming studios take. We see it all the time in Call of Duty and other AAA titles, and using my crystal ball and gift of foresight, if Torn Banner goes with this approach, I can guarantee what will happen next. A YouTuber will make a 20-minute video sitting in front of a spreadsheet comparing damage numbers to finally come to the conclusion that you have a 1% increased chance of getting a kill with a very specific weapon. The gaming community will then drop their messers and begin using this weapon in mass. Give it a week and you will see the same exact players who cried a river of salt and tears now littering Reddit with posts about longsword or war axe virgins. No matter how many weapons are nerfed into oblivion, there will always be a meta, and regardless of the meta, the bad players will cry about it and get stomped. Now, with all the bugs and issues in Chivalry right now, I think weapon balance should be very low on Torn Banner's list, as the balance is currently pretty good, and I would really love a working friend list. And in a casual game like Chivalry 2, when you talk about weapon balance, you want to see a large variety of viable weapons to play in public lobbies that cater to different play styles and individual skill sets, and Chivalry has done a very good job of this compared to something like, say, Call of Duty, which generally will release with 20 garbage weapons and 4 or 5 decent ones. In Chivalry, we have access to many completely viable weapons such as the Morningstar, Executioner Axe, Halberd, Longsword. Hell, even the shovel is viable, and I only just scratched the surface of weapons that can perform well in public lobbies, so please let me know down below in the comments what weapons I missed that are very viable to stomp bad players. What Torn Banner should do is take a look at the least used and effective weapons in Chivalry 2 first, and look to slowly increase their strength so that they too become viable weapon choices on the battlefield. So let's hope they take this approach of starting weapon balance at the bottom and increasing their power rather than just swinging the nerf bat around. That brings us to the close of today's video, and if you've made it this far without requiring a safe space, remember to like the video and join the Angels by subscribing. Champ out.